Hello, welcome to the Death Battle Cast. Hey, I'm Ben. It's Chad. It's Liam.
Hi.
It's Sam. You know us. What's up,
It's
guys?
us.
How's it
Hello.
going?
It's
Today
cold.
it
Yeah,
is
it is
cold
cold.
as
It's
hell
cold
over
here
here.
too. I have a blanket and I put a sweater on.
I think we got
I'm
you
like
beat.
all comfy.
There's like snow on the ground, so
I know it's such bullshit. Why don't I ever get snow? Fuck you, Rocky Mountains, blocking that fucking
Yeah, it's like
moisture.
it's almost snow. It's like a sleet, but like if like sleet were like way like just
It's
on
what
the
Texas
like Dippin'
considers
Dots.
snow.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
Texas
Dippin' Dots
snow.
all over.
Yeah.
Is your
yeah.
electrical
Well,
grid gonna fail again?
probably. If
Yeah.
any of us just goes black at any random point during the show, that's why. It's probably gonna happen. Let's be real. If not today, tomorrow, it's gonna happen. Some people we work with, of course, have already experienced power outages. It's a thing. Welcome to Texas. But yeah, all of the U.S. is currently basically in the middle of a massive winter storm, which is very fun. So
Except for
thanks.
here, we're in the middle of a
Yeah.
firestorm.
Fire, yeah.
Except for the wall of mountains blocking off the one part that could maybe, well, I don't know. It's also going to be like freezing cold winds, which probably isn't going to be super helpful. It's going to be wild.
Get a real
anyway,
situation happening.
Yeah, we're all having a lot of fun here in the U.S., I guess.
Yep. And Ben, we're about to fly somewhere even colder because this weekend we're at MagFest in National Harbor, Maryland. Come out and see us. It's my favorite convention of all time.
there's a difference between being in a cold place that doesn't know how to deal with the cold and being in a cold place that is like prepared for the cold. You know, they got different infrastructure. They're built different in Maryland.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. Yeah, so we'll be there this weekend. We got some panels. We got some meet and greets. It's going to be a fun time. So if you're there at MagFest, we'd love to see you there. I believe we will also be at another convention on the south end of the U.S., Birmingham, 2 weekends from then.
Yeah, 2 weekends from then. It's February 7th. We're going to be in Birmingham, Alabama for Comic-Con. That's Kamicon. Ben, Liam, and myself will be out there. So
I thought you said we were going to Burning Man. What the fuck?
no, sorry.
Whoops. Oh well.
No, Comic-Con seems like a really cool place. They're really excited to have us out. It's gonna be our first time ever attending a convention in Alabama. So come say hi if you're in the area. We'd love to see you. And then man, MagFest is gonna be a party, man. There's it's me, Ben, Liam, Sam, and then
a lot of us.
That's who is officially booked. And then we may have some surprise visits from other members of the team because they were like, well, we're going to come too. So I was like, all right, cool. So it's
going to be a fun time.
You'll see. We'll keep it.
It's going to be a fun time. Good time. So today, for today's Death Battle Cast, because any of us could just dip out at any moment due to power failure, we're going to be trying something a little unique. We've been playing around with the Death Battle Cast format, you know, the last episode. And so we're going to do something a little different today as well. Specifically, I think we may have talked about trying this at some point. We have a roulette wheel full of character potential matchup ideas for a specific character. And the specific character we are looking at today is naturally our favorite character, Son Goku. Now, the reason why we're starting this, or this like little experiment format with Goku, is because, let's be real, we all would love to see Goku in a death battle that isn't against Superman. Come on. Like, Goku's been in death battle 3 times, and it's always been the same character. So, like, what would be a great episode for Goku to have on death battle that isn't a Superman episode? That's the idea. But rather than us, you know, just sitting here and actually coming to a logical conclusion based on, like, general discussion and debate and just being, like, reasonable about it, we have a roulette wheel that we're going to spin, and that's what's going to decide what we talk about.
There you go.
Sorry, I was laughing because so a couple people said, let's go gamble in the chat. But Sergeant Wilby said, if you spun the roulette wheel and it lands on Superman. Ah, dang it.
Like, who knows? Superman could be on there. We'll see.
It's landed on Superman 50 times in a row. What the fuck is going on?
We can't. He's never going to fight anybody else. So that's the general idea. This is also going to be not just us talking about this. I want to see what you all in chat are interested in when it comes to these matchups that pop up. Let us know if it is a matchup that you think would be worth doing as an episode. What Or if you think we should just immediately spin again and go for a different one. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. So with that being said, Sam.
Okay.
Let's spin the wheel.
It's a little.
SpongeBob.
All right.
That's the way to start. That's how we start getting.
Yeah.
Easy.
We're starting off on a good one. Okay.
Yeah. SpongeBob. Hands down.
Are we discussing the viability of the matchup or who wins?
Anything. I think we can do anything just to get the general vibe
we
of
can get
it.
who wins right out the way.
You know, I don't know. I don't know who wins. It actually is pretty. It could be up in the air. I'm not even kidding when I say that. But I'm probably gonna lean Sponge.
Well, SpongeBob unravels the universe, right? Or he survives the
Yeah.
universe being unraveled. But like, it also comes into play. Like, how large is SpongeBob's universe compared to the universe Goku?
He also flips a patty in a comic, and the patty flips so fast it enters a higher dimension. So that's like immeasurable strength, you know, like you can't that's not like you can't put a number on that. Which might make him stronger than at least like canon Goku by default. But
Gogeta and Broly punch each other so hard they go through dimensions.
True. It's true.
Cody Brennan says that can Goku withstand the eraser?
He can draw himself back. He can draw himself back.
Goku could draw himself back.
Goku could draw himself.
No.
Well, what with the Dragon Ball?
Goku could survive the thing. Sorry. I thought you meant SpongeBob, and I was like, yeah, he would use the other end of the pencil. No. Hakai. I mean, that's probably somewhat similar, right? It depends on like, is the eraser like a higher form of erasing than Hakai? But the animator with the pencil is in the same universe as SpongeBob. He's just above water. So I don't know if it would be higher than Hakai.
Jolton Man in chat says SpongeBob shits on Goku. I'm sorry, but he does.
That's kind of what I would like to see, but that's so expected, you know, like the goofy cartoon character beating the more serious character.
The interesting thing that you just brought up to me is comparing the eraser to Hakai, and the idea of taking like the most ridiculous things from SpongeBob and be like, here's an equivalent in Dragon Ball. is actually really funny to me.
Absolutely.
Also, is the wheel set? Because Dude Blade is already tossing out.
I like Dude Blade's suggestion. He said,
on the wheel.
Here's $5. Can you add Unicorn Trilogy Optimus for GT Goku to the wheel? Which sounds like a cool matchup, but I don't want to open that floodgate. Sorry.
I also
believe
Optimus is already on the wheel. We may get Optimus. So we are going to be removing things from the wheel every time we get it. So we are removing SpongeBob from the wheel so we won't get him again. Which means that will increase the chances of Optimus Prime being selected if he is indeed on the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, we also don't necessarily want to open the floodgates to let's just add a million things to the wheel.
Maybe next time we'll start with a blank wheel. And
well, we're just experimenting here, right? Yeah. If this is really fun, then maybe the next time we do this, it'll be like we'll make a community post. It's like, well, who should be on the wheel, and it'll be all community suggestions. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Grave King, thanks for gifting out a membership.
Okay, so I think we've talked about Goku versus SpongeBob before too, so I don't know if we need to spend too much time on it.
Another spin?
I'm in camp SpongeBob for this one, as much as I love Goku.
Yeah, probably.
I don't see how Goku kills him. Let
me create a real quick poll. Does sponge? How do you spell sponge?
Sponge.
Boy,
that spells bad news for one of our events at MagFest.
I was just about to say, oh man, you are gonna be in trouble. So if you on the MagFest schedule, you may see Death Battle Cross Hang Time. It might be updated. I don't know what it'll be called, but it's we're gonna do a drunk spelling bee with them. Liam will be hosting. It's his first panel that he's ever hosting. This will be great.
I've got some hard motherfucking words.
You don't need hard words. Does Liam get to pick the words?
So here's the thing. It's gonna be the audience is gonna be able to suggest words because it's gonna be an interactive panel. But Liam also wanted to prepare some for us. So it's
told me to.
Interesting. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't agree to this.
Well, yeah, and also the reason
80% in the vote.
How pusillanimous of you, Ben. Pusillanimous.
I didn't want to point out.
And let's let's be real. If all of us were put into a spelling bee,
Liam
who
would
do you
win.
think would win? Of course,
Yeah.
Liam. So that's why he's hosting.
Cody
Gelatin Man,
Briner.
thanks for gifting out the membership.
No, me. Cody Briner had pointed out, said maybe a fireside chat to set up the wheel for an episode. That's a good idea.
Ooh,
that's
a
a
good idea.
That is a good idea.
That's
all right, let's give it another spin. Let's see what we got. We got a bunch of ideas on the wheel, so we can keep going for a while. There we go. Here's the
SpongeBob was removed.
Thanks for the super chat, Bunny. Yep.
Gojo. Okay.
Gojo.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. I will say I think Gojo is cooked like a fucking Christmas goose.
But he always wins.
Infinity.
Nah, he'd win, right?
He would win, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think that I think the fact that like Super Boo can like break space pretty much means that characters above him would realistically, if they punched Infinity hard enough, they would like just punch through it and fucking turn him into.
Yeah, I can't imagine a world where Goku doesn't just beat his ass, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, right as the wheel landed on that, Corin in chat was like, "I hope the next is more Goku friendly." Yep, you got it. And then everybody, the whole chat just rip Gojo. Like, is Gojo Dunzo up in the chat right now?
It's possible that he just blitzes Gojo because like Gojo needs to like consciously react to things for Infinity to work. So it's possible he just punches Gojo. Like we don't even fucking do the punching through space.
It's just over in an instant.
You know he's Goku, so he's gonna give.
Wait, can he not just create the domain like immediately?
It still takes time. I mean, it would take his time.
It's the thing,
brain
right?
time
like,
to process that.
Yeah. But Goku will just give him like Goku will be like, okay, well you do your thing now. Like it's fucking Goku.
That's true.
He literally gives his enemies Zensu beans so they can try their best.
You know, whatever. Like,
yeah, would Goku would the emptiness of Goku's brain be an advantage against Infinity or against the domain?
No, okay. Assuming Gojo actually activates it, what happens?
Yeah. So it gives you like all of the information in the universe. Like it floods your brain with that, so it like paralyzes you. 50-50 Goku's brain is so empty that it doesn't affect him. He just becomes like smart.
Fight.
I mean,
like
the whole idea. The whole idea of Ultra Instinct. This is such a weird thing, but the whole idea of Ultra Instinct is you're not thinking; it's all based on instinct. So if he's flooded with information and he activates Ultra Instinct, would he ignore all the information? I mean, maybe as soon as he drops Ultra Instinct, he's like, "Oh my god, too much in my head," and he goes brain dead. But he could still win with Ultra Instinct potentially, or go through the domain.
Also, Goku's
matchup.
His ability to forget things that aren't important to martial arts is like bar none. So he might, by the time he's out of Ultra Instinct, he might just have forgotten about all that new information anyways. So
in the more recent movie, I can't remember if it's a movie or the series, doesn't Vegeta like reteach him what meditation is or something like that? Like
that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean,
they need to stop writing Goku. It's funny for jokes, but they need to stop writing him like he's actually the dumbest person on earth. Goku was not he was never that dumb. He was never a fucking idiot. Oh my gosh, he's just a hick.
He's too dumb to like figure out how to drive a car, which is like pretty.
No, he does. He eventually does get his driver's license. He just goes kind of wild when he first tries.
Yeah.
Lily Mandragon points out, fun fact, Goku has never technically defeated regular Vegeta once in the franchise. That's at least true for Dragon Ball. That's at least true for the manga. I'm trying to think of like, I'm sure it's happened sometime in the franchise, but in the manga, he never actually defeats Vegeta.
Yeah,
that's fun. And Super Munya gifted out 5 memberships. Thank you.
Another one?
Yeah, let's go.
And spin. I'm trying to.
The poll confirmed Dunzo, so.
Vegeta, does that not count? I mean, I guess
he didn't beat Majin Vegeta. He just like kind of tied with him. He could have if he had gone Super Saiyan 3, but he didn't for no good reason.
Well, and Lily said Goku has never technically defeated regular Vegeta, so I think that is like the.
Okay.
Anyways, new spin.
Here we go.
Jin Mori. I know a
Jin
lot of
Mori.
people
Okay.
in
Who?
the chat wanted that.
I need more Jin.
I do not know anything about Jin Mori.
Who is this?
This one may be up to you guys, chat. But I see this requested all the time. So Jin Mori is from, what is it? God of High School, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know anything about him. Liam, are you familiar with Jin at all?
He's Sun Wukong, basically. That's the idea. He's basically Sun Wukong. So the connection is Sun Wukong. Yeah. That's all I know about him. Boom.
So chat, this is up to you guys right now.
Let's do a vote for this one.
Let us know, like, why is this a matchup that so many people want to see? Why do you want to see it? I'm very curious. I want to see from you guys. Let us know.
Challenge Man says then Goku wins against SpongeBob in a driving test. Oh my god, I didn't think about that connection, but that would be so funny if that's how that fight started.
That's how they fight.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's
oh my god.
amazing.
Would it be?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
would it be
both...
bad taste if the first time we bring Goku back is against fucking SpongeBob? Like, no, people think we're like making fun of him.
Yeah, I do think they would not be thrilled about it.
That would come across as wrong.
And
I
then
think
he
it's a really
loses.
Fun idea, but... yeah, especially if he loses.
Think of how.
Oh no.
I love the juxtaposition of that match. Like, you know, Goku's like, just like powering up, shit's exploding, and then SpongeBob's just. Oh my god.
SpongeBob's like picking flowers.
Yeah, exactly. Also, thank you, Night Shadow. Metal Sonic would be from Archie would be a good matchup. I don't know if that's on the wheel. We'll see.
Sonic might be. So I'm seeing a lot of people in chat saying that, like, yeah, he's based on Sun Wukong, and there's a lot of similar characterization. Also, a lot of people saying that they think it's super debatable and that Jin could potentially win, which is fascinating to me. Because actually having like a character who could beat, like, I know Goku's lost 3 times in Death Battle, but guys, it's hard to find a character I think who could actually beat him, who's not some crazy Herald level comic book character. So if you guys really think Jin has a chance, Jin can summon like 100 staffs that can grow like Sun Wukong staffs. Okay.
Gavin says Jin Mori is cool because he has a form that is literally just Super Saiyan 3.
That's amazing.
I wonder if there's a realm to just do like a Sun Wukong battle royale.
There are all the Sun Wukongs.
Yeah.
There are a lot of potential Sun Wukong style characters, so yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense, honestly. At least maybe it's something we could explore.
Goku might win that. I can't think of any that would be like, oh, clearly they'll beat Goku.
Well, there might be, we might land on somebody on this wheel.
Actual Sun Wukong?
Actual Sun Wukong.
Okay, maybe actual Sun Wukong.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna put in a poll of, because I just want to see. I'm getting a lot of I'm seeing a lot of different opinions in the chat, and I want to see just where people are landing right now on literally just who wins.
Yeah,
Goku and Jin Mori.
Ruby Sun.
Go ahead and get your vote in.
Not making it through the battle royale. Sorry to tell you.
Son Ruby.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's good.
No.
What was his semblance? It was just did he copy himself? No. Why am I'm blanking on what Sun's semblance was. I can't remember.
I am too now, and I hosted the recap show.
Yeah, well.
That's because Sun had a good break, good long break for a while.
Long break. I mean, he's got the gun chucks, and that's what really matters.
You text Michael, hey.
Michael probably barely knows.
Yeah, it was clones. It was clones. That's right. I was right. I was getting it mixed up with Blake. Okay, so chat's still leaning towards Goku, but we got a 70-30 split, which is
something.
Still really interesting. So, okay.
Gilded said that matchup's basically Feats versus Hacks fight.
Jin versus Goku.
Yeah,
I like that.
Interesting. So he's. I guess Sun Wukong does have a lot of that sort of like Hacks style, like power going on. So maybe Jin is more so leans into that sort of thematic inspiration than Goku. Cool. Okay.
Do we want another spin?
I think I'm convinced to look into Jin. I might be doing some looking into God of High School later. All right, let's get the spin.
Yeah. All right.
Game Sonic. I know
Game
this is
Game
one.
Sonic.
This
Oh.
might be the biggest one that people are asking for.
Yeah.
I feel like.
So this one we have talked about on cast before, so I don't think we need to spend too much time on it. I'm just curious if people are like still on board with it, as opposed to other matchups that we're talking about right now.
I mean,
I like it.
I think with where we're at now, Goku, right? Like, I feel like you have to bring in Archie stuff.
It's sort of a
Or
trade-off. Like if you bring in Archie stuff, then Sonic probably, well, he certainly wins against like regular Goku. But Game Sonic probably loses against Goku, but also there is enough bullshit you get with like Super Saiyan with Super Sonic and the Chaos Emeralds that it would be a fight. I think that Goku would be more powerful ultimately, but it's not a complete wash.
Yeah. I put a poll up just to get an idea of the.
Yeah.
I also just love, like, I want to see Goku and Sonic like interact. 8-year-old Liam would go fucking
Yeah, right.
crazy.
I do like the idea of pitting them against each other, and I think Game Sonic, now that it's like canon with IDW and they've really expanded on the mythos a little bit recently, there's probably more to pull from that would make it for a really interesting like comparison, as opposed to just, oh, look, it's Super Sonic versus Super Saiyan. But
exactly.
I think there's a lot that we could do with this. But yeah, okay. I'm glad to see that there's still a lot of excitement in chat about Goku versus Game
And we
Sonic.
did get
cool.
And Jin, man, they're still talking about Jin in a lot of sport.
Also, Phenomenal said Goku versus Hiel, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Hiel is like this weird, like, I want to say zombie version of Superman from DC. I don't know anything about him. I just know it's like hell on earth, like Hiel on earth. I assume you say it like hell because of that name, but
how do you spell it?
H''EL. Also, I love that. I love that Tony Sonic in the chat with a super chat who has a Sonic profile picture. Goku versus Sonic is so one-sided in Goku's favor. Maybe at one point in time you can make a decent argument for Sonic, but as they are now, Sonic's done for.
Vamulator.
Oh my god, Vamulator
gifts.
gifted out 10 memberships. Wow. Thank you, Vamulator, for your continued
Ant says,
support.
please Goku versus Atomic. It's on the wheel. Don't you worry. I'm sure it'll come up.
Ants Montana.
Yeah.
Fastest gun in the West.
Okay. I mean, it's
Gavin says Goku versus Poe goes hard in his idea. Very thematic, and the banter would be excellent. Plus, you have solid escalation with Dragon Warrior and Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
Does Poe even stand a fucking chance against Goku?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
You can't be coming in here saying Sonic gets washed and then bring up Poe unless there's something very much that I've missed.
I mean, I haven't seen Kung Fu Panda 4. Does he like do some crazy shit in 4?
Right. He actually becomes the animator. And erases the
he gets the eraser. He meets SpongeBob.
Yeah.
He gets the eraser.
Yeah.
I forgot about that scene. It's Kung Fu Panda 4.
Wow.
So, I mean, Goku Game Sonic's the closest one we've seen so far. But should we spin again? Grab another one?
Maybe, or maybe Jin. Yeah, let's spin.
Yeah.
Let's go. We got over 20 ideas on this wheel, so we got plenty to get through. All right.
Okay, Sun Wukong. Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
I think we know that one, right?
Wukong might win. Goku might win.
Really?
I don't know. I think it could be close.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have him holding up Infinity, which is arguably better than anything Goku's done strength-wise.
Right.
I forget what he is in terms of speed. If it's measurable, then probably Goku. But I don't know.
We did this for Wukong versus Hercules. He jumps to the end of the universe, right? When
the Buddha's palm.
when he's trying to impress the Buddha.
Yeah.
He
has a shitload of abilities, and probably really hard to kill. Probably really fucking hard to kill for Goku, because of all the different immortalities that he has.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we compared him to Hercules, which is, I think that's still one of my favorite episodes we've ever done, just because of how unique it is. There was a lot of the comparison really helped with the. It was good that like the the way the stories were told were kind of similar. There was a lot of similar language and how feats were presented. That's a whole sort of mythical approach to it. So it would be kind of interesting if we're taking like the mythical sort of direction that Journey into the West approaches with Sun Wukong, versus a more literal interpretation of a character like him, like Goku is. So in terms of like power sets and like abilities and things like that, because you could argue like Journey into the West, the way it sort of like presents some powers, that it means something slightly different than what other people interpret it as. And of course, like people interpret that story in a lot of different ways. So it would be, I think, really interesting to explore, and also maybe really difficult to figure out exactly how it would all like line up. Super Kaiju fan, I have arrived. What are we doing? What did I miss? We're not going to explain anything. You're just gonna have to figure it out as we go.
Speaking of,
Also,
another spin.
As you get in the wheel, keep talking with saying if we do Goku Sonic, maybe include stuff like Excalibur Sonic and Dark Spine for more forms.
Doesn't he have a fucking werewolf form in one of those?
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
Sure
Well,
does.
he can't just like activate it, but
not my Christian Sonic. No, thank you.
And then Toby says movie Sonic. Yeah, movie Sonic versus Evolution Goku would be funny. So,
oh my god, that's really funny.
I'll give that one to movie Sonic. That one's easy. Movie Sonic.
Wait. If we do Goku versus Sonic, what if it was like a 3-part thing where it was like, so Goku versus Game Sonic, Xeno Goku versus Archie Sonic, movie Goku versus movie Sonic.
movie Sonic would,
but not
kick movie
not,
Goku's ass. Like
not not the real movie Sonic. The what could have been movie Sonic. That's
Ugly
in
Sonic?
the like.
Yeah.
What movie did he show up in?
The Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Oh, Yep. In the Rescue Rangers movie. Yeah, that Sonic versus
there you go.
Who played him? Justin Chatwin? Whoever played him. That Goku.
Yeah. Forehead vein.
Yep.
So I like that. That's gonna be our next episode.
That's episode 2.
Thank you, the
ultimate.
Get it on the wiki, everybody. Confirmed. Yeah. Another one then.
Yeah. All right, let's make a spin. Let's go.
Let's make a spin.
Let's spin that
Optimus Prime.
Hey, there you go.
Okay. So,
do you play in the chat earlier saying, but like, it was like a version of Optimus versus GT Goku? Is there a reason for this?
Yeah.
Unicron Trilogy versus GT.
Yeah.
Unicron Trilogy is like a specific trilogy. That's all I know. But I know that it's like, I think it's more powerful. I think it's one of the stronger ones. I don't know a lot beyond that. I hear it's really bad. That's what everyone says. But maybe, is that why it's connected to GT?
Rude.
I don't know.
So rude.
I'm curious, chat, but, why this version of Optimus specifically? Because we would need to pick a version of Optimus.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I thought Optimus was more requested for Superman. I've seen that before.
Yes.
And as I was looking through like potential Goku matchups, I kept seeing Optimus Prime pop up, and I was like, really? Why? So that's why it's on the wheel. I don't fucking know, chat. Why would we do Optimus Prime? You tell me. Why should we do Goku versus Optimus?
Like, doesn't Optimus just get completely trucked? Like,
I don't get it.
I don't understand.
I don't get
it's fine. But like, what does he do for against Goku? Like,
some versions of Optimus get fuck ass strong. Transformers can get strong.
Chad, Optimus has a gun.
That is true, and it is laser gun.
And we know
he just got to catch him unawares. That's all.
He's weak to laser guns, apparently.
It's true. He has to be behind him and to the left a little bit, and to the right.
Yeah, exactly. Behind a rock. That's all he needs. Yeah. A big ass rock. Oh, but he's his own disguise. I forgot. Like, so it's just...
he's just a truck that like the gun just, like,
Goku, as you mentioned, Goku has trouble with cars.
It's true. That's how Optimus kills him. It's a car wreck.
He runs him over.
Oh
Uh,
my god.
Gavin in chat says Unicron Trilogy is a series of animes and has a lot of shonen-esque battle scenes. That's part of the comparison.
Got it.
And Super Kaiju fan, it really depends on the version of Optimus. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Unicron Trilogy
Thanks, restaurant.
sounds like
somebody
an
says
interesting.
more primal, like well, that's why GT is because they're both like, which kind of makes sense.
Oh, yeah, with the Super Saiyan 4 form and whatnot. Orange Blaster, Unicron Trilogy Optimus is the most anime version of the character, especially Armada. Plus, some of the fights are very Dragon Ball. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was like an animated series. I thought it was just like a comic.
Yeah, Drizzle Drossel says the Unicron trilogy is just literally Dragon Ball Z. Characters blow up planets with energy auras and threaten the universe. Okay. All right.
Damn, okay.
So maybe that is the fight if we were doing Optimus versus Goku.
Wait, that's not the Netflix one, right? What is
No, this is from like the early 2000s.
That was different.
This is from like 2003.
Oh, okay. I kind of remember this because I think we pulled something. We were looking at something from this when we did Megatron versus Frieza.
Okay. And Unicron.
Yeah, we gotta thank you for all the super chats explaining all of this. They have been read.
Yeah, that makes
a
lot more
this
sense.
sounds rad. I kind of want to watch it now, so I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, the animation's kind of janky, if I recall correctly, and that's why I think a lot of people are probably not super keen on it. But it definitely does go for like a fast-paced shonen anime style, which is interesting for a Transformers series. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. More wheel, or are we doing the other?
More wheel.
Let's do one more wheel, and then we do have a deep dive that we'll get
into. We've done this before. Let's just run that wheel back.
This has been talked. Well,
composite.
Composite Ryu.
This was a whole episode of Death Battle Cast. We already did it, didn't we?
Or just standard Ryu, and we just give Goku the win.
I don't know. About that
one. Could you imagine? Could you imagine we release Goku versus Ryu, and then we spend like 10, 15 minutes covering the characters' like weaknesses and strengths and whatnot, and then the fight begins and it's over in 5 seconds. And that's it.
Because Ryu parries his ass.
Standard like Hadouken, right? Just one little one, right? Doesn't not even like the alpha one. It's just like the normal little one, and then just the whole screen is just a return beam that just
it's not a beam
just
struggle.
Has a quick, I can do that too. It's over.
One more though. That Ryu doesn't count.
I've joked before about doing an April Fool's death battle like that. I think it'd be fun.
Dr. Manhattan.
So does Goku beat Dr. Manhattan?
So remember Goku versus Ryu from 5 seconds ago?
It's the other way.
Reverse
Flip it. That's called a Missy Elliott, Liam.
Yeah, we're gonna flip it and reverse it.
Yes.
Yeah. Dr. Manhattan.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave a poll in chat, and they can make the decision.
Yeah.
Liam, because obviously there is certainly some debate to be had here, right?
Do we want to just jump right into our deep dive then?
When Dr. Manhattan just completely just like separates him at a molecular level, Goku will be fine.
Does Dr. Manhattan like have to think in order for things to happen?
Can he get speed blitz? That's the thing. Goku wouldn't speed blitz anyone.
Why? How would he get speed blitzed? He doesn't have a fucking body.
Also is
no, I mean like would he be able to blitz him before Dr. Manhattan thinks him away? But I don't actually remember if Manhattan has to do that.
I think
Manhattan
Manhattan
really does. I don't think that matters.
Can't he like think to like the attosecond or whatever the fuck? Like I sort of
he's like more powerful than Mixus-Pitalik, so yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
All right. Well, chat. Interestingly, the response. So, I asked, does Goku beat Dr. Manhattan? And they said, yeah, duh. Only 26% of chat actually voted for yes. So,
not even a proper no. It's
no, you weren't supposed to say that. All right, let's get into our deep dive for this week. We have I think we can bring up the thumbnail. We have a matchup suggestion. The pitch was Ice Bear from We Bare Bears versus Tigress from Kung Fu Panda. Hey, we just talked about Kung Fu Panda. So I'm very curious to hear about this matchup because the general idea behind this seems to be that they have very similar characterizations, and they sort of like characterizations, expectations, and attitudes about it.
Similar
But also,
backstory.
it's it's something that I'm just not very familiar with, and so I'm fascinated to hear about it. And I know Chad and Sam, you guys,
I
are big fans of We Bear
Yeah,
Bears, right?
for
I
sure.
mean, Ice Bear, Best Bear. I
Yeah.
My family knows about We Bear Bears because Sam, as an adult, was like, "You got to watch this children's show and get your kids on this children's show. It's great."
It's very
And it
good.
was.
It's really good.
It is.
So, for the people in chat who don't know what the heck this matchup is, can you really quickly explain what We Bear Bears is?
Sure. It's about a story of three bears who were reunited after being separated. And so there is a panda bear, a grizzly bear, and a polar bear. Ice Bear is by far the greatest character. One of my favorite characters in children's media. He is very quiet and stoic, only speaks to drop like the hardest, coldest one-liner or some really deep truths. Is proficient in martial arts, can dodge lasers, has just bodied massive robots, is incredibly smart, has a genius intellect for not can write like poetry, like everything. He's like that quiet, like brainy type, like he always has the solution. As has engineer after destroying their Roomba when it went rogue, has re-engineered it into an all-around death machine with it can fly. It has its own axe. Axe Bear, sorry, Ice Bear loves his axes, by the way. That's his like weapon of choice. Um, can The Roomba has done that samurai thing. It was fighting another robot in like a battle bot style thing, and it did the like flash zoom by. You know, you lose it, and then just the other robot just falls apart like completely in half. Um, God, I love Ice Bear. Sam, you want to chime in?
Yeah, no,
Anything?
I mean, he is like he's almost like a little bit like if Ron Swanson was a polar bear that was a superhero, like if that kind of makes sense, like that kind of character of just being like you said, this like stoic, almost says nothing, but is just like perfect comedic timing in an ultra badass, like yeah, just a great character. The whole show's worth watching,
Yeah.
pretty much for Ice Bear.
What's the line? Nothing can stop Ice Bear except Ice Bear.
Yeah.
So the only thing that can stop Ice Bear is Ice Bear,
Yeah.
which is great. Yes, Ron Swanson was a good way to sum that up. That like
Yeah.
over the top, just complete badass character. Like, so here's the other thing. Because I know it would come up with like a Roomba thing, probably not against like the Tigress matchup, but one of the things I'm sure if it like in these like, oh, could the Roomba be like reprogrammed or whatever? Well, the Roomba was actually reprogrammed one time, and then it went after him, and then Ice Bear just looked at it and went, and it just then it undid all of its reprogramming and was back on his side. Uh, so, and like I said, it can fly. So this when we got pitched this is like there's a lot of similarities because I guess like they were both orphans, they're both raised by somebody else. Then they also had befriended a young child who then like was a big part of their like story and everything like that. So that was cool. And then the fact that then when this was being pitched to us to talk about, well, they can both fly because we got Roomba and then we got Tigress could use her key or whatever, I guess. And I was like, that's a whole level of this fight that I was not expecting or thinking of. But anyway, yeah, Ice Bear is the best. Ice Bear, I don't know because how fast is Tigress?
I mean, so the matchup is interesting because it feels like it's coming at it takes the ideas of the characters from a conceptual level, then they sort of split and become different versions of that sort of character. And Tigress is very much, like Kung Fu Master. Her whole thing is she was kind of expected to become the Dragon Warrior and then didn't. But she is, I mean, let's be real, the most skilled fighter of that whole group. And everybody, I think, is familiar with the bridge scene. That's one of my favorite, I think, fight scenes of all time. It's fantastic. where she's fighting Tai Lung and is holding her own against him, despite him being the most incredible fighter of all time, essentially. But she's very much like a speed kung fu master artist, lightning speed at least. Anon says, yeah, for sure. But she's going to be coming at this from a very serious perspective, and it feels like Ice Bear is going to be a completely different story. So I feel like a lot of people are familiar with Tigress. I want to focus on Ice Bear for this.
I mean, I think
like,
there's also a few
what
things.
What is he capable of?
Like, some things are also a little contextual. Like, he has a thing, I can't remember what the story of the episode is, but like he gets, like, coffee is almost like this narcotic that they get on, and he's like able to crawl on ceilings and stuff. And there's another time where all of them, they just have too much sugar, and it's pretty much like the scene from X-Men with Quicksilver. Like, it's a speedster scene, like people are floating in the air, like falling books, and they're just like walking through the library. And
it's
so
the Fry for Futurama thing.
Yeah. It's very much like that, where they just become, and like, so I mean, at that level, like with sugar enhanced, their speed is like Ice Bear's on a whole different level.
But Sam, that's also the biggest downside. That this is Ice Bear's weakness, is that if he gets too hungry or hasn't had caffeine in enough time, he goes feral and just like reverts to like what a polar bear would do. So despite the fact that he's prolific in martial arts and dual wields axes, if he's too hungry or hasn't had caffeine, it gets to like he'll fight like a polar bear. It's just I'm gonna claw and bite, like nothing crazy, right? No martial arts, no throwing axes. Oh, that's another scene. He's fighting this giant robot, and he has these dual wielding axes, and he basically like Kratos the robot. So like it was holding on to somebody, and he throws the axes, and it cuts off the robot's like arm, and then the axes are just already back. Like, so somehow he can he boomerangs the axes. Which is pretty incredible.
So what is Ice Bear exactly capable of? Because we're talking about pitting him up against like this anime-esque like kung fu master who is just incredibly skilled. What's he gonna do? I sure, he's got an axe, he's got a Roomba, but like, why? What's stopping Tigress from just clocking him and like taking him out?
I mean, he's a master martial artist as well, right? Like, it's weird because he doesn't. I can't remember any times where he's like fighting somebody else that's a martial. He's mostly, because I mean, it's a kid show. Most of the violence is against like robots, so it's like hard. But he very, very clearly has like the speed and the stated martial arts skills to deal with that. But we don't really see it a lot because like that's the one thing. Like, the feats from the show are all kind of weird because it's a children's show where they're not just trying to ruthlessly kill each other.
Okay. Unlike real life.
Real life, yeah.
Speed, we've seen him, so like many times, like keep up past cars, but then like also we've seen him dodge laser fire, and so this would have to be one of those things where we analyze the laser and be like, how lasery is said laser. Because it comes from like an arm cannon from this giant robot guy, and then it's like it charges for a second and there's a blast, but then you see Ice Bear very cartoonishly like zip in, grab somebody, get them out of the way, and then the laser blast hits, and so they've been saved. So pretty fast. Also, said laser was just like blowing the room apart, and then eventually he does get hit by it, and he gets knocked down, but he's fine.
Kino says Tigress is a cat. Cats hate Roombas. Ice Bear destroys her while she's distracted. That's pretty fun.
Right, they're scared of Roombas.
That's the thing too. It is kind of a 2-on-1 fight because he will have the Roomba does do his bidding with just a clap. So Tigress is gonna have to be dealing with 2 axe wielding things at once.
So also my understanding is that both of these characters have side stories of questionable continuity where a bunch of extra powers are added. So Kung Fu Panda, as we have sort of explored in Poe versus Iron Fist, there's the like extra powers with like I forget the the ancient masters or whatever who can like destroy meteors and things like that, right? And then Ice Bear and the Bear Bears have wee baby bears, right? Which is like this
Which
side thing, but has
yeah,
some crazy like Looney Tunes shenanigans in it.
apparently. I know nothing about Wee Baby Bears. Um unfortunately, but yes, apparently there's some extra crazy stuff that happens in there. Um yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing. That's the
But
Wee Baby Bears is, but it does seem to be pretty silly.
Apparently, Ice Bear has, this is according to Patrick Kirchner, has a dimension jumping cardboard box in Wee Baby Bears. Could Ice Bear perhaps kidnap Tigress and dump her in a different dimension? What kind of dimension? I don't know. Is it like a mathematical dimension or like a different like space dimension? Like he throws her into like the demon murder dimension and it's just like bye. And he says it like Dimitri Martin, you know, because that's the one who voices Ice Bear.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are questions that we need to ask.
There's also like he kind of is the character that has like a lot of just answers like under his bed where it's like, don't worry, I have a magic talisman kind of thing. So there's like a lot of that too, where it's just like hard to. I understand why people love him so much, but he is a really kind of challenging character to bring in a death battle because of just like the medium
or he'll
he's
create
in.
something.
Multiple people in chat have brought up that Toby Fox showed up one time in Wee Baby Bears, which is
yes, isn't that crazy?
fun. So
like,
Wee Baby Bears, I know like he essentially Ice Bear is a mathematical genius. He's able to like come up with like crazy calculations that can essentially alter reality.
Since he was
he himself does not have reality warping powers. He just understands the fabric of reality so well that he can like do a mathematical equation and it will create like a wormhole. like that's kind
crazy.
of idea. So that's the sort of Looney Tune-esque element there. And I don't know how the fuck Tigress is supposed to deal with that shit. But also the fact that he needs to like, you know, it's not something he can just do does mean we essentially have a character who has a like affinity for a certain type of power level potentially that he can't just do. It is something that requires setup. And it's kind of interesting to think about how that might play in a death battle scenario. But either way,
I'm fairly certain that he has some MacGyverish moments, if I remember correctly. You know, where it's like, we need a solution to this problem, but he like looks around and it's like, using these things
like
here, I have like built the solution. Yeah, so like, yeah, he can do it pretty quick. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean that's like his whole thing. He's just like the quiet, stoic guy who just always has a solution for things generally, or he gets mad and becomes a feral polar bear. If he doesn't eat or something like that.
It's the coffee.
Polar bears traditionally beat tigers when they meet each other in the
This
wild.
is true.
As they do very often.
Does anything in the wild actually beat polar bear? Polar bear seems pretty apex.
Climate change.
Yeah, well.
Are polar bears like one of the more dangerous bears? I guess I'm not super familiar with polar bears.
Well, I
think it's
the
biggest ones.
They're the biggest, and I think they're oftentimes the most aggressive, but that's probably just because they are in a place where food is the most difficult to come by.
They're the only ones that actively prey on humans if given the chance. Black bears don't. Brown bears will defend themselves if they feel the need to. Polar bears will actively hunt and try to kill and eat humans. They're also fucking huge.
Okay.
But you get them on a melting ice floe and they look all fucking sad because they know climate change is fucking them over. Yeah, done. So if Tigress can,
yeah.
Okay.
Gavin,
if Tigress can activate climate change, she just starts dumping things in the ocean and she wins.
He looks so sad on that ice floe. They're just so fucking sad.
Yeah, a matchup for Ice Bear. Is a deadly fighter, keeps their violent past and present a secret from their found family. Oh wait, that's just your. Says Gavin.
Yeah. So a very fun matchup idea. I'm seeing a lot of people in chat are being swayed. I saw when we first brought it up, a lot of people were like, "What? Who? Why?" And then as we kind of got to this point, I saw a lot of people in chat saying like, I'm kind of sold on this. This could be really interesting. And I personally do really love the death battles where we can dive into like real life animals and things like that. And I think it'd be fun to explore like, yeah, polar bears will fuck you up. I think that's a fun thing to talk about.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is a matchup I'd never heard before until the pitch, and then immediately was like, yes,
that makes
this
sense.
sounds
Yeah.
awesome. I would love to do this. And I would love to have Ice Bear in a death battle. Especially looking into wee baby bears and seeing just what ridiculous shenanigans are there. Would be awesome.
Falco says, I'll take Ice Bear against, well, anyone, honestly. A lot of people rooting for Ice Bear. A lot of people think Ice Bear would be really cool to see in Death Battle.
It's just such a good
franchise
show.
we've never explored.
It's just good. Like, it's silly and dumb, and yeah, there's a lot of like, it's just good.
Life lessons.
Yeah, a lot of good, a lot of heartwarming episodes. And also, it's just one of those shows where randomly they'll just toss in like a really like deep tearjerker just because they're just like whatever.
Yeah. Sam, can you bring up that thumbnail again? I don't think it was up for very long, just so people have a view. Like that's what Ice Bear looks like. It's just a chill looking, simple looking, polar bear. He's adorable looking. So imagine that fighting Tigress.
Patootie.
Yeah, you can tell that just all the bear designs, they were thinking about their cost per minute on animation. They were just like, we're going to keep this
100%.
Hey, that makes it easier on us.
Yeah. Although Tigress, not so much. We're going to have to make some changes.
Yeah, we'd have to figure out how to... I mean, she's had 2D and like...
Yeah, definitely.
Also, like... A-Bomb Mimikyu, his design is perfect. Yeah. Pretty good. All right, so really fun pitch that we got to experience there and learn about the matchup. It was a really interesting idea. I'm glad chat is getting kind of swayed as well, because it very much emulates how we were feeling about it when we were in the pitch. We're like, this one really, and then by the end of the pitch we were like, this one, yeah. So pretty cool to see the same sort of thing happen live right here. So we're gonna wrap up this week's Death Podcast with a few more wheel spins, because there are a few characters there that I'm hoping we get to, but who knows if we actually get to them.
Delete Dr. Manhattan really quick, and I'll bring it back
up. William in chat, which William, what's up? We got to do a pitch call with him the other day. Says We Bear Bears versus Goomba Tower. Sorry. So We Bear Bears, how they get around is they ride on each other.
They
and
stack
Ice
Bear
Bear at the bottom. Ice Bear keeps two other bears above him all the time as they walk. So that really got me.
And bears aren't light. I don't know if y'all knew this.
Yeah.
They're heavy motherfuckers.
Another spin, you say?
Drew says, yippee, no more wheel time. Or do you guys like this idea? Like, should we do more of this with other characters? I'm curious to hear. Let's do it. Let's spin the wheel, get another Goku matchup going. Goku versus Ice Bear. Here we go.
GT Goku.
Goku versus GT Goku?
Super Goku versus GT Goku. I've seen this crop up more and more as of late.
At least Goku wins. That's the important part, right?
It's just super obviously wins. That's unfortunately the case is just that Super wins.
Why do you say it's obvious?
I think
because the
Ultra
feats are
Instinct.
better.
And everything that happens in the Tournament of Champions, which is our thing, not their thing. What is it called again? Tournament Universe?
The Tournament of Power?
Tournament of Power, yeah.
What are you talking about? Oh, the tournament at the end?
Yeah.
The whole series.
Now you completely messed with me.
I think it's
the Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
Also,
Goku gets
Zach to Blue have it end with a double KO. That way Goku still loses.
No.
Yeah, everything with Jiren's power and the Ultra Instinct and all that kind of stuff.
He gets he gets universal defeats at the beginning and then gets
So A-Bomb Mimikyu mentions, I noticed Super versus GT died down hard after Gogeta versus Vegeta. We did do a little bit of that by bringing in Super Saiyan 4, right? So yeah. I feel like we may have already done this to some extent, but I don't know.
Just it's GT Goku, more like GG Goku. It's like,
if this is a matchup people actually want to see, like I could see us trying this as an actual like Death Battle cast debate at some point and just seeing how that sort of pans out, because I'm not really sure there's much to talk about with it, frankly.
It's also kind of sad if the only time Goku gets a win is against like a weaker version of himself.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
I mean, technically that is true already with Gogeta.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's spin the wheel again. Let's get another one. Let's try this out one more time. Let's see what we get.
do we have Sailor Moon on here?
Maybe.
Pikachu.
Oh.
All right, Ben, what were you thinking here when you put this one on the
Well,
wheel?
if Pikachu can fight God, then, you know, maybe he could fight Goku, right, Liam?
Hold up, putting Judeo
I
Christian
think
God
God
on the wheel. 1 second.
I think God is only I think God is only one times universal, right? That would be like that is not remotely
yeah, bud. That checks out, huh? Doesn't it? Wow.
right?
No, there are multiple.
And he took 7 fucking days. What? Goku and Beerus just were about to destroy that shit in like a fucking couple seconds.
This right here is how ruined we are from this show. That Liam's like, it took him 7 days to create a universe. That's like so slow compared to like stuff.
If you compare power is a function of energy over time, that's gonna really massively reduce his power relative to Goku. Even taking out the universe size scaling for Dragon Ball, and then like the kajillion power-ups, like I think Goku like fucking Ultra Instinct dodges God's like divine, smiting, and then fucking like Kamehamehas him. Or Hakai. He probably
can't be
Hakai.
smitten. He dodges.
So the thing we did on the wheel was Pikachu, not God. Just to be clear.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
So quickly,
you said but then so he would beat God for sure. But then versus Pikachu, that's scaling to Arceus, and I don't know about Arceus. That might actually be
Gilhawk
close.
says Arceus is only an avatar of true Arceus. Okay.
So you don't actually fight true Arceus in when you fight as Pikachu.
You fight an aspect of him.
That might bring God back into contention against Pikachu.
No,
that's what we thought God was out.
Pikachu's greatest feat is against Necrozma, the thing that could like destroy an entire universe, and it like ate all the light or whatever from the Ultra Beast universe or something like that. And then Pikachu was able to blow it to smithereens and drive it back. So that's the major feat, I believe, that that compares him to God or whatever. So
gotcha.
This is Ash's Pikachu, to be clear, because like normal Pikachu is just like a rat; he gets kicked.
Yeah, which can speak now.
So. Really?
What? Ash's Pikachu can speak?
Oh, he has like one line, right?
Who's Pikachu spoke in the movie?
Yeah,
we lost their flipping mind. It was Ash's Pikachu, right? Yeah. He says, "I love you, Ash."
Speak.
Yes, he did. He said, "I love you, Ash."
Ash understood him. It's like how Groot speaks at the end of Guardians 3.
And we're seeing it through his.
He understands how he communicates, and so he's able to understand him. But then Pikachu at the end of the movie, yes, Pikachu does say "fuck you, Arceus," and then he blows up.
Yeah.
That was kind of a weird point, but
Oh my god.
All right, let's wrap this up with one more wheel spin. Maybe we'll get Saitama. Who knows? Saitama is on this wheel.
A real one.
Archie Sonic.
Oh, we already did Sonic.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did Game Sonic.
We know that Archie Sonic. Yeah. We know how that
another one
kind of covered Archie Sonic. So
okay, let me read
Xeno Goku versus Archie Sonic makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
Archie Sonic makes sense.
Not Archie again. I didn't remove it. Don't screw us. Light Yagami. Okay.
What?
What?
So I saw this being discussed, and I think this is kind of funny. Would Light be able to kill Goku because Goku's not Goku's real name?
Then no.
Oh.
Well, I don't
What
think
happens
I
when
don't
he
think
writes Son Goku into the Death Note?
because because Goku is his name. Like you can have I forget what the rule exactly is. It might have to do with a birth certificate. I forget what the rule exactly is, but I don't know if just because his original name was Kakarot that because he goes by Son Goku, everybody calls him Son Goku. That is his name.
Couldn't they just couldn't he just the whole time just be like, oh, let me just put L in the book and kill him? Like,
well, because L is specifically like a pseudonym. Like L is not a name that he goes by publicly.
Yeah,
L
like
is
his
specifically a
parents didn't
pseudonym
call
somebody
him
hides
L
as.
like growing up. You know, like
yeah, neither did
What I'm more
Goku's parents
interested
didn't
in
call him
is
Goku
that
growing up.
they
Well-
didn't call him anything. They called him "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking-
Well,
I think what's
Gilded Data in chat does say the rules say it has to be a human, then Goku isn't a human.
that's what they're gonna say this whole time. Fuck. Yeah, it has to be human. I mean, do Saiyans count as humans? I think that there is like the use of the term human in Dragon Ball applies to like all humanoid races, but then does that apply? Does that apply? It has to apply the same way in Death Note. Do Shinigami have control over non-humanoids? I don't know.
Is there
Yeah,
ever
I
a
guess
point?
Yeah.
Is there ever a point where the Death Note like kills somebody like a heart attack and then they get resuscitated?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. You're fucked. You're done.
No, because they're claimed basically by the Shinigami. So
The
yeah.
heart attack is just the method. They're actually.
All right. Well,
the
we
soul
didn't
is
get to
destroyed.
Saitama, but I am curious, if people want to see that one. Goku vs. Saitama. But I'm also curious, do you want to see the wheel make another appearance? I really have no fucking idea. Because this was just an idea we had that we were like, oh, let's try it. This sounds fun. I had a fun time. So I would love to give it give the roulette another shot with another
You
character.
did have Krillin with a rock on here. Am I missing?
Oh, we never got to Krillin with a rock.
We know who wins that, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. I'll pick it back up.
I forgot about
It's him.
that one.
He's like screams in agony. It's so funny.
I'm also seeing a lot of love for Sailor Moon, and that's honestly probably my next wanted Goku
Sailor
matchup.
Moon.
Especially now that we have all this stuff from Super, because I remember Ben, you and I talked about it like way back in the day after, like right after Goku vs Superman. We're like, who else would Goku fight? And we're like, Sailor Moon's pitched a lot, but then we're also just like, pretty sure Sailor Moon would win. So
pretty sure Super completely spun that around though. So.
Right.
Yeah,
well, that's why.
Super,
That's
yes.
why. That's why I'm curious.
Super, yeah.
Look into that.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have less joke options on the wheel next time because we did literally land on all of them this time around, except for Krillin with a rock. But either way,
Light beats Goku with his bare hands. Light doesn't need the Death
No.
Note.
You heard it here first, folks. Light punches Goku and he's out.
Look out, Columbo.
Yeah, I guess Columbo's screwed. Oh no. Goku versus an elephant? What?
Columbo fought Superman. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen.
Just classic Liam lies.
For 1 second, you all believe me.
Yeah. There was a brief moment where I was like, I could have totally seen an era. Yeah, exactly. Where
yeah, 60s, 70s
Superman
TV
was the
silly.
ambassador of everything.
So before we wrap up, chat, you have convinced me to look into Jin Mori. And is it called God of High School? It's just such a crazy name. The God of High School. That's what the name translates to, at least. So I'll look into Jin Mori. I'm curious to see how that all shakes up, and maybe that could be a great matchup. Otherwise, there are a lot of good potential Goku matchups, and I personally would love to see Goku come back to Death Battle in a matchup that is not against Superman, but also is just a different type of fight for Goku, because Goku's just perfect for Death Battle, and it'd be great to have something a little bit more for him.
Thanks everybody for the super chats and stuff. All of them were read, even if they weren't read out loud. So your support is appreciated.
Yes. Just wrapping up with Elcado saying advocating for Jin versus Goku, too good. That sounds like it. All right. Once again, we will be out at MagFest this weekend. That is in Maryland. It's going to be a fun time. If you're going to MagFest, we have We have a panel. We have a couple events. I think we're on the calendar there. But we
Mainly
definitely
Saturday.
have a panel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it
we definitely
looks
have a
like.
panel on Saturday. And we're hoping, I don't want to promise too much, but we're hoping to show a little bit, not the whole thing, but a little bit of Kratos versus Asura at
Should be
the
fun.
panel. Because Kratos versus Asura is coming up very soon. If you have not seen it, the Kratos preview just aired this past weekend, and the Asura one will be coming out very soon as well. Dude, I'm so hyped for you guys to see this. It's a good one. It's gonna be good. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another Death Metal cast and for experiencing the wheel. We'll see. We'll see if the wheel of whatever we'll call it comes back in a future Death Metal cast. But having the roulette was really fun. I had a fun time. All right, everybody. Take care. Hope to see you at MagFest.
Bye.
If not, we'll see you next week.
Bye.